Now, fans, as we're back underway once again, this is the North Toronto Nitros in their iconic white with the green sleeves, and Vaughan Azzurri with the blue jersey, and of course the accent of red on there. Both teams lost their Week 1 matchups, losing by identical numbers, 2-1 apiece between both teams. So both teams will be looking to start off their season, get the season underway, get some goals in. And as a matter of fact, the matchup between these two teams has been nothing short of a goals galore. Unfortunately for the Azzurri, the Nitros have often gotten the better of them between both of their matchups in 2025. The Nitros winning both matchups 5-0, giving them a 5-star performance. But of course, both of their starts have not been exactly what they're looking for. As a matter of fact, the Nitros are looking to start off great, as said by their head coach, Damian Gray, looking to get the season rolling, looking to come out with a little bit of more intensity in this game today. It is a chilly evening in Downsview Park, field number 2. 7:30 p.m. is our kickoff time. And our starters for today are as follows. For North Toronto, we have Dior Wilson once again in goal, Jenny Wolliver, Reagan Adams, Sarah Vanderlaan, Jada Breo, Katie McMullen, Bea Siniscalco, Ashley Greco, Abby Simpson, Jesse DeBoer is the captain for this game, and Devin Eisen will finish off the starters. And for the Azzurri, Charlotte Phillips in goal once again, as we saw in Week 1. Kathleen Kimmins, Victoria Foster, Hannah Anderson, Maya Torelli, Reese Fowler, Emily Foster, Vanessa Rader once again wears the captain armband, and Emilia Lucic starts alongside Joanna Abdemalak, as well as Marissa Crane. The Nitro are, of course, without Maya Nikopoulos, who scored their only goal in Week 1. He's one of the younger players from the squad, but unfortunately did not make the roster today. So that will be a big blow for the Nitro. But they are with Ashley Greco, a strong midfielder playing for the Laurier Golden Hawks. She was actually in the OUA Team Rookie of the Year last season and will be one to look out. Number 11. And Sarah Vanderlaan, who is not the captain today. Our captain for the Nitros will be Jesse DeBoer, but is also a great midfield anchor, somebody who can come out with a lot of intensity and really push the pace against this Azzurri side, who tends to go with a more pragmatic approach, a more systematic build-up style of play, lots of passing sequences and triangles and formations. Whereas the Nitro, as the name suggests, look to come out very strong, put a lot of pressure on the defense, cause mistakes, jump onto those second balls, and hopefully try to get some goals out of this. And last season, we saw that same playing style coming out victorious against the Azzurri with both 5-0 victories, as we're about to get underway between the Nitros and Azzurri. Azzurri going right off the bat, off the left wing, trying to find the two players up in the box. Vanessa Rader lurking in there. She'll be the captain for today, as they start to swarm numbers into the box. Players finding their positions at the top. 3 players can launch onto the second ball and go for a long shot. We have a couple at the back post as well, as the Azzurri earn their first corner of the game. Heavy overload on the back post by the Azzurri as it goes in right towards the middle. Bouncing around the box, still nobody's ball at this moment. The Azzurri can capitalize on this. Could they have their first shot off the matchup, and it goes just wide left of the goal. A great start for the Azzurri, who are looking to get on the scoreboard pretty early into the game, just over a minute played, as the Nitros survive the first scare of the game and will restart shortly. As we mentioned, both teams looking for their first victory of the season. They both currently sit neck to neck with each other, 8th place and 9th place, but it's still early on in the season. Just one match week played. Both losing 2-1 in their first matchup. As the Azzurri are underway, Joanna Abdulmalik almost capitalized on that. She made her way all the way from D1, an ex-Rider player transferring to the York Lions, and now playing with the Azzurri. Once again, the patient buildup that we spoke about from the Azzurri, looking to find the open pockets as Abdulmalik looks to capitalize on the pass through, and that's out of bounds for the Nitros to put back into play. We have the duo of Abby Simpson and Sarah Vanderland, the captain, leading the back line. A strong duo between them. A pair of no-nonsense defenders, so to speak. As the Nitros are having to deal with a lot of pressure to begin the game. Just 2.5 minutes, and they've hardly had a touch in the opposition half. As the Azzurri look to launch one into the box. Two bodies flying all the way through, but it's back in the safe hands of Dior Wilson, who will calm the play and restart the motion. Dior looking for the long ball, trying to find the options up front. It bounces around. Bea cannot capitalize on the loose ball. And that's out of play once again. Azzurri will lead the charge against the Nitros. Back at the feet of Wilson, who's under a bit of pressure but stays composed to find the open woman up front. As Jenny Wolliver chases down the defender, but the Azzurri get the better of it, and there's an opening on the right wing. Abdulmalik lays it off, going for the 1-2. Abdulmalik off the top of the box, tries to find an opening for a shot, and it's blocked and away. Azzurri piling on the pressure once again, back in the hands of Dior Wilson. Maya Torelli puts it out of play. The Nitros just looking to clear themselves off the pressure that the Azzurri are piling themselves up with. You're looking to congest the left wing a little bit, trying to find the opening to go for a cross, and you always have the lurking attackers sneaking into the back posts, hoping to just get a touch, which could easily result in a goal. A bit of commotion as it's settled, then the Azzurri are on the charge, but they are pressured by Lucic. Is going strong as she cuts to the middle and goes for the shot, but is blocked by the Nitros defender. And the Nitros not able to get the passing going as the Azzurri get the ball back. An opening for Sinisauko. That's out of play, but it's still the Nitros ball. A quick ricochet off the player, and it's again Nitros ball. Looking to develop their first attack of the game with just about 5 minutes played in the first half. If you're just joining us, this is the North Toronto Nitros against the Vaughan Azzurri. The Nitros are in the white and green, and the Azzurri in the dark blue and red. Off to McMullen as McMullen loses possession. Heavy pressure from the Azzurri as they lay it off to Abdulmalik, who isn't able to capitalize on that. But now we're charging off the right wing. It's Marissa Crane. Going off the right, finds the open woman. Abdulmalik spins and goes for the shot, but is saved comfortably in the hands of Dior Wilson. 3 shots on target in the opening 6 minutes of the game by the Azzurri. They're carrying the chip on their shoulder from last season's double defeat at the hands of the Nitro. They're looking to make them pay pretty early on so they can settle a comfortable start to this. Abdulmalik piling on the pressure, but again cleared out by Wilson. The back line of the Azzurri haven't had much work to do in this game as Marissa Crane finds a midfielder. We spoke about the patient build-up style of play from the Azzurri, opting to find the right opportunities whenever given. They're not fond of launching long balls into the box and hoping for an early bounce. They make their own luck, so to speak. Jenny Wolliver lays it up to the front for Devin Eisen. Eisen one-on-one with the defender, looking to cut back. She finds Wolliver, who might think about crossing into the box as they lay it off with a 1-2 combination. It's an opening right there for the Nitro, but it's well defended by the Azzurri. And it goes out for a throw-in. Could have been the first corner of the game for the Nitro to give them a bit of momentum to settle more into their game plan. We spoke about how they often like to build up with a lot of intensity, cause problems and chaos for their opponents. That's often when they tend to thrive, but the Azzurri, away from home, seem to have things pretty comfortably under control. You look the more confident of both sides as they go on with their build-up. It's currently a 1-against-3 matchup, as Abby Simpson is able to take care of the danger and it goes out of play. Azzurri not able to take care of the ball. As it's laid off to Lucic. Lucic finds Abdelmalek on the edge. She's doing a lot of work in this game, and she has her third shot of the match just wide of the goal. But she's looking the most likely to score in this matchup between the two. We spoke about how in week 1 she got the only goal for the Azzurri. Unfortunately, they lost 2-1. She's definitely a major prospect for the Azzurri. We spoke about how she's a D1 transfer all the way from Ryder. As the Nitro have an opening, Wolliver on the edge of the box looks to launch one into the far post, but nobody is there to get on the end of it, and it will comfortably roll out for a goal kick. Nine minutes played, and the Azzurri haven't had much to worry about so far. On this chilly evening in Downsview Park, they've come in hot with the intensity against the Nitros, who are often known to essentially do that to their opponents. They're on the receiving end of it this time around, at home, which is pretty ironic. It'll go out for a goal kick for the Azzurri. Out to the middle as it goes back and forth. The Nitro look to lay it off to the middle. No one's on the end of it. It's comfortably in the hands of Phillips. Marissa Crane going for the patient build-up. Abdelmalek dropping deep, trying to get involved in the playmaking and build-up for the Azzurri. She's essentially everywhere on the field, doing everything all by herself. It's laid off to Abdelmalek. Plays it off to the middle, and it's a 1-2, but it's an offside call by the refs, and the Nitro survive the scare. Wilson under pressure, stays comfortable. Nitro looking to play it out from the back. We've seen quite a number of teams opt for this option instead of launching it up long. But the Nitros may have to opt for that option as they're dealing with a massive amount of pressure from the Azzurri. Emily Foster looks to play it off to the wing. Devin Eisen looked to play it off, as Wolliver will lay it off back to the defender, back at the feet of Jenny. Jenny blocked by Abdelmalek. Nitro's going long, looking to find Bea up in the middle. She's well defended by the Azzurri. The Azzurri have time to find Abdulmalak on the right wing, who will chase it down, but it's well defended. Walliver lays it off to Eisen. Eisen is put under pressure by Crane, who has done pretty well of absorbing a lot of the pressure on the right wing. Lays it back to the defender. As the Azzurri are looking to rid themselves of the intensity that the Nitros are starting to put off on them. Maya Tabarelli fouling the Nitros player. As the Nitro have options. Walliver is lurking on the back post as it's played to the middle. It's cleared out by the Azzurri. And they're breaking away. 4-on-3 attack as they lay it off to the left wing. Abdulmalak is lurking on the far post. Abby Simpson does well to hold off the opposition. And Dior Wilson will restart play. McMullen plays it back to Wilson. Walliver is under pressure, but she's fouled. Marissa Crane finding her way up at the attack all the way from right back. Almost picked off the defender. Could have resulted in a goal to start off the game. Simpson plays it off to Wilson. Is off to the right wing. As Vanderland isn't able to take care of the ball, and it's swung back in, but there's no one from the Azzurri to get on the end of it. Back in the safe hands of Wilson. She's been kept pretty busy this game so far, as she kicks it right into her own player and is back at the feet of the Azzurri. Raider lays it off to the middle. Abdulmalak has two options up front. Cleared away by the Nitro. They are working hard to establish a good hold-up play when it's launched forward to the middle. But the Azzurri off the left wing, looking to find three in the box. Well defended by the Nitro. Bea finds herself on the right, is defended by the Azzurri. Abdulmalak swarmed by a host of Nitro players. Every time we see the Nitro trying to play it up front to their attackers in the middle, the Azzurri do a great job of closing off any spaces, making it pretty difficult to get a second touch going. So the first touch has to be impeccable from the Nitro if they want to go with their link-up play style. 15 minutes elapsed, still 0-0 between the Nitro and the Azzurri. This is our OPL League 1 game of the week, if you're just joining us. The North Toronto Nitros are at home going up against the Vaughan Azzurri. Both teams looking for their first win of the season. Abdulmalak is 1-against-2. She tries to dribble past the defender, pushes it forward into the box. They have to be careful. Goes for the shot and is just way off the mark. She did well dealing with a lot of the pressure from the Nitros defender. But she's been working the hardest amongst the Azzurri faithful. Got the only goal for the Azzurri in their first matchup in Week 1, where they lost 2-1. And based on the evidence we're seeing, she's looking likely to be the first on the score sheet. Walliver, isolated on the left, plays it back to the midfielder. Back at the feet of Reagan Adams. Adams to Simpson. Tries to find Vanderland, but it rolls out of play. Azzurri will look to start a quick attack. Emilia Lucic, isolated on the left, well defended by the Nitro. Yuzuri currently commanding about 65% of the possession as there's a loose ball in the box that the Yuzuri are not able to capitalize on. Vanessa Rada finds Abdulmalak, who lays it off to the left. No flag is up, and as we spoke about, Joanna Abdulmalak gets on the score sheet, getting the first goal for the Yuzuri. Relentless effort from the Vaughan Yuzuri, constantly piling huge amounts of pressure against the Nitro. And this time around, the pressure was just too much to deal with as the Vaughan Yuzuri are up 1-0 against the North Toronto Nitros. We spoke about Joanna Abdulmalak, who transferred from Ryder. An NCAA D1 school now plays for York University as they look to get on the double. But this one will be well taken care of by Abby Simpson. The Nitro were looking for the flag on that last play that led to the goal. Unfortunately, the flag did not go up as they had to deal with the fact that they'd gone one goal down. You haven't been able to deal with the huge waves of pressure that have come for the Yuzuri. Lucic looking to find the open woman as Dior Wilson goes down to get the save, and it'll be played out of the box. No foul in there. Very dicey moments. Still, the Nitro hardly able to get the ball out of their own half before they are swarmed by the Yuzuri. And finally, they have the opening on the right wing. Only two players up front. Bea Sinisauko isolated on the right wing and is back at the feet of Charlotte Phillips, who's hardly had to break a sweat this whole game. But that's all due to the work and the efforts from the midfield of the Yuzuri. It's launched forward to the middle. Lucic tries to laze it off to Abdulmalak, but it's well taken care of by Simpson. Dior Wilson has four options up front. Simpson is closely watched by Lucic. Wilson goes long to the middle. Bea still facing huge amounts of pressure on that first ball. Not having a lot of time to pick out a good pass, and it'll roll back to the feet of Wilson. You can see the ref counting down the players, the keepers. They no longer have the luxury of having so much time on the ball. You have to think fast and find the open player. Lucic off the left, goes for the shot, and it rolls in for two. Emilia Lucic pounces on the pressure, goes for the loose ball and pushes it past the defender, and finishes with a cool, calm, and collected finish to make it 2-0 for the Vaughan Yuzuri. It's looking like a statement game from the Yuzuri, considering how their Tides fared in last season's matchups. They both went 5-0 against the North Toronto Nitros, and now they're looking to do the exact same on the home ground of the Nitros. It's 2-0 for the Yuzuri. The Nitros are currently not having a lot of time to do a good amount of build-up. The intensity from the Yuzuri is really paying off, as we've seen two instances of them capitalizing on the pressure, forcing the loose ball, forcing the errors from the Nitro, and they're able to find an open player. And once again, Lucic, 1v1 against the player, trying to push it off to the right wing and hopefully find a cross in, and she'll earn herself a corner. The defenders for the Yuzuri will make their way into the box. The duo of Kimmins and Foster lurking on the back posts. He might go for a high floated ball to the back, as the Yuzuri are looking to make it 3. It's headed forward, but calmly in the hands of Wilson. as the Nitro will look to go on the fast break. Nitro, they lay it off to Ashley Greco, who's isolated on the left. She has options. Oliver looking for the overlap as it's played the first time into the box, but there's no one on the end of it once again. The attack of the Nitro currently looking quite disjointed. Not a lot of chemistry, not a lot of connections between the players. One would describe the midfield of the Azzurri as suffocating right now. Hardly any channels to try to string together a slew of passes together. Abdelmalek will play it back to Kimmins. Kimmins launches it up long, looking for Anderson. Anderson working hard, but the captain, Deborah, will find McMullen back against the Deborah, off to the wing. Azzurri piling a lot of pressure on the Nitro. Greco lays it off to the wing as the Nitro go for the fake pass, and they launch it in, but it's well taken care of by Kimmins. And they have their first shot of the game calmly in the hands of Phillips. Still 2-0 for the Azzurri against Nitro. Phillips goes long. Comfortably dealt with by Simpson. Greco has a good touch in the box, but the danger is cleared away by Foster. Nitro will have time to restart play. Simpson finds Adams. Adams plays it back to DeBoer. DeBoer off to Vanderlaan. Abdelmalek lays it off to Lucic. Lucic off to the wing. Two options in the middle as the Azzurri will cut to the middle and find Abdelmalek, who is wide open as it swings past two Nitro's defenders. Abdelmalek isolated 1v1. Can she dribble past? She's successful. Plays it off to the box. Lays it off to the player. And she goes for the shot, but is scuffed and rolls into the hands of Wilson. What a player she has proven to be in this matchup. Has been very decisive, very forward in her style of play. You can find her all over the field looking to go with the build-up play, or she might find herself on the wing isolated and comfortably dribbling past the opposition. She can do it all. Just in week 2 of the Ontario Premier League, she's already 2 goals into the season. Currently the only player scoring the goals for the Azzurri as it stands. Nitros with an option to go long into the box after winning the free kick. Well defended by the Azzurri. Is off to the wing. Nitros might look to play it back. Azzurri deal with the pressure and they'll roll out for a throw. Restarted by Woliver. Reagan Adams lays it off to Simpson. Simpson opts to launch it off to the wing. Couldn't find the player as DeBoer will have to take care of the danger. DeBoer does well, stays comfortable. They have options on the left. They're looking to switch play, but Abdelmalek is at the right place at the right time. Oliver takes care of the danger and lays it off to Abreu. Abreu looking for the options on the right as she overlaps but isn't able to receive the ball. I'll fall back to the feet of DeBoer. McMullen with an opening, goes for the shot and is wide to the left. That's a goal kick for the Azzurri. A little bit better from the Nitros as they're starting to settle into this game. Just about 26 minutes in, but they're still down 2-0 at home against the Azzurri. maybe the intensity of the Azuri may have just cooled down just a little bit. It's hard to keep up that kind of pressure for a full 90 minutes, but so far it's paid off in 2 goals from Lucic and Abdulmalak. Lucic doing well to capitalize on the second ball. Abdulmalak finds herself on the right. She might cut in and find the player, but she'll earn herself a corner. Of course, we've spoken a lot about Joanna Abdulmalak, but let's not forget about number 20, Emilia Lucic, a solid midfield presence who was able to play a couple 1-2s with Abdulmalak to get the attack of the Azuri going. In the OUA, she was actually the second-team All-Star in 2025. And she was a captain of the U17 Vaughan SC OPDL squad. A very creative player who does best playing the 1-2s with another attacker. And she has no better partner than Joanna Abdulmalak. As the Azuri have a second chance at a corner, looking to make it 3 with just under 30 minutes played. It's pretty calm in the box so far, but shortly we'll see the runs to the front posts from the Azuri as they're looking for the tap in, but it will go out for a goal kick. The Nitros survive the scare. Oliver underneath pressure. Great defending from Marissa Crane, but it will go out of pay, and the Nitros survive yet another scare. Out of play against Abdulmalak. Well defended by the Azuri. Abdulmalak finds a midfielder, but it's put away by Wolliver. Baya will chase the defender, but the Azuri will take good care of the pressure. They're currently under no stress at the moment. They have a comfortable 2-0 lead and still look to be in great command of the game so far. A heavy touch from the defender, and the Nitros will capitalize on this. Bea Siniscalco will lay it off to the middle. DeBoer looking to find the open player. Vanderland launches it up forward, but it's well met by the Azuri, and they'll find a running Abdulmalak, who's one-on-one against Victoria Foster. Pardon me, Reagan Adams. Abdulmalak pushes past, goes for the shot, and that's 2 goals for Joanna Abdulmalak. A stunning brace just within 30 minutes of the game to give the Vaughan Azuri a 3-0 lead ahead of the Nitros. In just 2 games, she's earned 3 goals this season and has been a strong force and presence in this Azuri side. The Nitros are struggling to contain the pressure from Joanna Abdulmalak, and it's no surprise. She has a complete skill set, has the pace, has the dribbling ability, and as we saw on multiple times and multiple occasions, the finishing ability to pick the spot as she pushes it past Dior Wilson to make it 3-0 for the Vaughan Azuri. Azuri not slowing down with their high-intensity pressing style. Off the right for the Nitro. As they'll cut into the middle. Katie McMullen tries to find the winger, but it's well defended by the Azuri. And guess who it is again? Abdulmalak on the second ball. It'll go out of play. Azuri ball. Lucic has options. Abdulmalak cuts into the middle. They're looking for the penalty, but they won't get the whistle. She was so close to earning her team the penalty to make it potentially 4-0 just within 30 minutes. That could have been a huge sign of trouble for the Nitros, as they have a lot of work to do as they shortly head into the halftime break in less than 15 minutes. But so far, they'll have to deal with the heavy pressure from the Azzurri. Walliver finds McMullen. McMullen back to Walliver as the Nitros try to string the 1-2, but it's well intercepted. And again, the Azzurri are on the break. Abdulmalak is calling for it on the right, looking to stay onside. She has yards of space to run into, looking to play it in as Lucic goes for the first-time shot, gets the second rebound, and will go once again, but it's well defended by the Nitros. Again, this spells a huge amount of trouble for North Toronto. As the moment they get a breakaway, there's acres of space, but Abdulmalak is offside. And the Nitros can finally breathe out after holding their breath for the last couple of minutes. Wilson will find Walliver on the left wing. Walliver looking to find Simpson. Simpson's pretty comfortable and calm on the ball. Often finds the right pass. Walliver lays it off to Greco. And Bea Siniscalco finally finds herself in some space, but the ball is overhit into the arms of Phillips. Marissa Crane looks to push it up. Abdulmalak is too far ahead, as Adams will play it off to Wilson, who clears it out for the first time, and the bad touch leads to a throw-in for Azzurri. Maya Torelli finds Abdulmalak on the right wing, who plays a wonderful cross, but it's well defended by the Nitros. Still a loose ball. Marissa Crane tries to go for a shot of her own, looking to get on the score sheet. Why not when you're in acres of space? And you've done a great job defending so far. They're up 3-0, and this would be the perfect time to experiment if they ever wanted to. The board is under a lot of pressure, but does well to find the open player. Greco plays a long ball for Bea to chase, but again, it's well defended. He's constantly finding herself in isolated scenarios at the back, having to face a 1v4 scenario. There's hardly much you can do in those kind of circumstances. The Nitros may have to take a bold move and commit more bodies more collectively closely together up front, so they can lay it off to one another and hopefully string together some opportunities to get on the score sheet. As Simpson will have to deal with the awkward bounce, and North Toronto will keep possession. It's laid off to the left wing. Greco, 1v1 against the Azzurri defender, tries to cut inside and find the open player on the far side. It's cleared out by the tall presence of the Azzurri defense, as Simpson will look to restart play. Simpson. The Borough does well to maintain the ball, but Abdulmalak wins it back. Abdulmalak tries to lay a through ball, but it's well read by the North Toronto defense. Van der Laan will play it back to Wilson. Adams to Walliver. Hits it first time away, but it's well read. And that'll be out of play. North Toronto ball. McMullen finds DeBoer, back to McMullen. The pair trying to take control of the midfield. DeBoer does well with holding on to the ball, not fazed by the pressure from the Azzurri. They'll have to phase more attacks through her to hopefully get the through balls into their forwards. And go out of play for Nitro's throw-in. Well defended by the Azzurri, as now they're having to defend a lot of the pressure from the Nitros, who are looking the hungrier of the moments. The loose ball falls at the feet of Oliver. Tries to play the cross in, but is well defended by Marissa Crane. Nitros corner. A little bit better on the offensive side from North Toronto. You're starting to get more into their groove, and they should do that. They're at home. They have a little more to prove than the Azzurri. They've had the better of the two sides in their previous matchups. We spoke about the 5-0 victories on both occasions last season, with the Azzurri seeming the more likely to run away with a victory this time around. Oliver takes care of it, and North Toronto trying to maintain the ounce of possession they may have had, as the Azzurri do well to deal with the commotion. Maya Torelli, the captain for the Azzurri, is an unsung hero. She's doing a lot of the dirty work in the midfield. Doing a lot of the work so the forwards can shine. You might hear about Lucic and Abdulmalak quite often, but let's not forget about the heavy pressure, the heavy pressing style that they have to maintain in order to run away with this game. Just about 5 minutes left in the first half. Still sits at Vaughan Azzurri with 3 goals, courtesy of the brace from Abdulmalak, and the single finish upon the mistake by the North Toronto defense, which led to the goal by Amelia Lucic. Azzurri will restart, looking to get the ball out into the box. Crane will pounce on the second ball. Abdulmalak finds herself in the favored right wing as she'll push forward and go for a shot. Well saved by Wilson. Double save from Dior Wilson, which could have almost made it 4-0 for the Azzurri, as North Toronto looking to break away. Victoria Foster puts it out of play to deal with the pressure. Wonderful efforts from the Azzurri. They do so fantastically well in pouncing off the second balls and creating great openings for themselves. If not for the double save from Dior Wilson, we could have been talking about a 4-0 scoreline at the moment. Azzurri still looking to play out from the back underneath the immense pressure from the Nitro. Abdulmalak swarmed by 2 Nitro players. Oliver and Adams not having any of that. They know how much of a threat she poses, as Oliver looked to play the first time into the box. But Ashley Greco is swarmed by the Azzurri players. A foul will be called against her, and that'll be Azzurri ball. Reagan Adams looks to deal with the pressure from Lucic. Does well, but it's one back once again. And now the Azzurri may have found themselves in space, but again, it's defended well by the captain. And it's picked off, but that'll be a foul called. She goes for the long shot. It will not count. She fouled the opponents in the process. And DeBoer can breathe a sigh of relief. She almost caused a turnover that may have led to the 4th goal conceded just in the first half. Just about 3 minutes left to play. North Toronto looking to go long once again. As that'll be a foul. Play will restart from the board. Off to the right as they try to go quick. But the Azzurri defense take care of it. Abdelmalek does well to win the second ball. It's taken care of by Adams. Put away by Vanderlaan. And won back again by the Azzurri. Abdelmalek. She has players calling for it. Marissa Crane with the overlap. She has options in the box. Tries to lay it off to Lucic. Lucic almost finds herself close to the byline, having to face a defensive Adams. Adams and Lucic going at it. It's laid off, and it's a shot that will go just over the crossbar by Emily Foster. The Azzurri pushing a lot of bodies into the box, and that's really what it takes a lot of times. Once you have a lot of options, you just need to find the feet of one person who is not closely marked by the Nitros defense, and you earn yourself a goal. And that's exactly the trademark play that they've used to earn themselves a 3-0 lead as we're inching our way towards the halftime break. Nitros ball. Put away by Foster. Nitros looking to restart quickly, but the ref was not having any of that. Wants them to do things the right way and throw in from the right spot. Nitros will restart. We're down to our final minutes of regulation time in the first half. Still Vaughan Azzurri 3, North Toronto 0. Lucic will chase Simpson, but Simpson does well with a dummy and plays it out off the defender of the Azzurri to get them a throw-in. Spoke about how North Toronto are without Maya Nikopoulos. That'll be a big blow for them this game. She was a great outlet for scoring options up front. She scored their only goal in the first Week 1 matchup. And tonight they would have wanted somebody like that. As the 4th official will indicate 2 minutes of added time. Still no cohesive phases of play at the moment as we're inching towards the end of the first half. Both teams going back and forth in a scramble in the midfield. As the Nitro finally find an opening in Greco. Greco tries to lay it off to the fronts, but the Azzurri defense deal with the pressure. Nitro's ball. They're committing more bodies forward, hoping to get on the score sheet so they can go into the halftime break with at least 1 goal on the board. They go for the cross, and it's calmly in the hands of Charlotte Phillips, who will take her precious time to sit on this one. No rush. Phillips will play it long. Lucic looking to capitalize on the landing. It finds itself to the feet of Wilson. Wilson under pressure from Lucic. Plays it long. Played out of bounds by the captain, DeBoer. As Maya Torelli, we spoke about her doing a lot of the dirty work, wins the ball back from DeBoer. Marissa Crane will look to push for one last attack. Vanessa lays it off to the wing. The Azzurri try to play it up front to find Maya, but it's well defended by the Nitros. Emily Foster has an opening on the right for Marissa Crane, and it's played off to Abdelmalek, but just a little bit over hits. And Dira Wilson will scoop it up to potentially end off our first half. As the ref will blow the halftime whistle and we head into the halftime break, 3-0. The Vaughan Azzurri going up 3, courtesy of 2 goals from Joanna Abdumalak and 1 great finish from Emilia Lucic. The duo of Lucic and Abdumalak doing a lot of the dirty work up front, capitalizing on the loose balls, and playing the beautiful 1-2s amongst themselves to get the openings. And the Nitros having to pay for a lot of those mistakes, a lot of those forced errors, resulting in a 3-0 lead by the Azzurri against the Nitros. We'll be right back for the second half.
I'm just using my.
Fans, for all the latest OPL match updates, scores, stats, and standings news updates, download the PSLC Matchday app for free on the Apple and Android App Store. And be sure to check out the Ontario Premier League website at www.oplsoccer.ca, powered by Comet. Stay connected to the OPL on social media. Follow us on Instagram, X, Threads, TikTok, and Facebook. Be sure to subscribe to the OPL TV on YouTube to view full matches, highlights, and feature stories from this 2026 season.
10-15 minutes, somewhere in that ballpark. We're back underway between the North Toronto Nitros and the Vaughan Azzurri. We saw a brace from Joanna Abdumalak giving 2 goals up for the Vaughan Azzurri, courtesy of the single goal as well from Emilia Lucic, making it 3 goals for the Azzurri up against North Toronto. The Azzurri started off hot with a lot of intensity and pressure, closing down a lot of those passing channels from the Nitro, forcing a lot of mistakes that they were able to capitalize on and get some openings, and of course some tidy finishing resulting in 3 goals. North Toronto will surely have had a lot to say at the halftime break from their coach, Damian Gray. And we'll see what sort of approach they might look to take this time around. Clearly launching the ball up long and looking for the rebound, and the first touch ball wasn't working too well for them. They might take a different approach this time around, but the Azzurri are clearly in the driver's seat. No amount of pressure on them. They've made their statements and their presence well felt in the first half, as they might look to add a few more goals on the score sheet. As Lucic beats her woman. Goes up on the right wing, will look to find 2 in the box. She cuts back, plays the cross in, and is well defended by the Nitros. This one will just roll out for a corner, and the Azzurri will have their first corner to start off the second half. Vanessa Rader will take her time to make her way, as a tall, towering defenders of the Azzurri make their way into the far posts. Oftentimes, they've opted for the high looping ball to the back posts, looking to get the header and get the touch. Played in by Vanessa to the back post, as we said. Headed clear by the Nitros. Kimmins finds a loose ball. It'll go out of bounds. A huge amount of the Azzurri squad still camped over in the Nitros half. It's the heavy pressure that won them the 3 goals to start off in the first half, so there's no reason they'll change up their style of play. As it's launched forward by Foster. Almost a great opening from Maya Torelli, but is comfortably dealt with by Dior Wilson. The Nitros will look to go long. No options up front. Bea will have to chase, but she's shoved away by Foster. Fowler beats the woman. Goes off for the charge. Finds Maya Torelli off the left wing. Torelli will have to chase. Almost keeps it in bounds, but this one will roll out of play for a throw for the Nitros. It's a pretty surprising showing out here in match week 2 for the North Toronto. They won the League Cup Championship with a 5-1 victory over Alliance United back in 2025. But the identity of the squad looks very eerily different from how it was a year ago, as the Azzurri are stamping their authority over this game. Hannah Anderson isn't able to get it through the defense of the Nitro. Bea Siniscalco lays it off with a nice first touch. She'll run down the right wing. She's hounded from behind by Victoria Foster, who puts her off with her strength and calmly falls into the hands of Phillips. Kimmins will lay it off to Crane. Crane has done a fantastic job in the right back position, having to do the double duty of defending and attacking at a high level. Abdumalak puts in a shot, but is saved by Dior Wilson. The first touch of the game looking to make it a hat trick with just about 50 minutes played. Nitros will look to play under pressure. Wilson playing under pressure. Deborah having to deal with the press. She loses it as it's played to the middle. Well saved. Lucic goes in a loose ball. It's a scramble in the box and is comfortably dealt with by the Nitros defense. Yet another scare as Yazuri mounting the intense pressure, trying to force as many mistakes as possible for the defense. Azuri will look to restart as Bea will lay it off to the attacker. She's fouled. She's saved by the whistle as she stumbles to get back up. He's having to do a lot of handoffs in the midfield. The Nitros oftentimes are looking to go direct, hoping for the attackers to lay off the first ball. Out to the wing for Vanderlun. Devin Eisen cuts to the middle. Cleared out by Foster. Lucic will chase it down as Simpson beats her. Off to the left wing. Adams looking to play it off to the middle and is given right back to the Azuri. Maya Torelli tried to find an opening, but she's having to deal with her counterpart, Jada Braille, number 7. Options on the left for the Azuri. Fowler will try to cut inside and play one to the back post. Torelli off the right, cuts back, finds a lurking player on the front. Azuri will go for the shot. Dear Wilson reads the shot quite well, telegraphs it into her gloves, and she looks to restart play. Eisen dealing with the pressure. Foster constantly using her strength against Bea Siniscalco. Using whatever tools at her disposal to deal with the pressure that's incoming. Anderson will try to find a running Abdumalak. Quickly finds herself at the top of the box, cuts inside, goes for the shot to the far post, and it's 3 goals for Joanna Abdumalak. She makes it look easy whenever she lurks in there. When she gets the ball at her feet, you know it's about to be a dangerous moment. And she gets the highlight with a beautiful calm finish into the far post. Beats Dior Wilson, who's had to deal with a huge amount of pressure this game. And she makes it 4-0 for the Vaughan Azuri with 53 minutes.
Third of the game, scored by number 22, Joanna Abdumalak.
Abdumalak now has 4 goals in just 2 games to start off hot this season. A lot of teams will have to keep her at the top of their scouting report when going up against the Azuri. The Azuri suffered at the hands of the Nitro last season. Double 5-0 defeats. It looks like they're about to mount the perfect payback as it's 4-0. And right now the Nitro are looking completely hopeless. Unable to get some momentum going in this game as they're terrorized by Abdumalak. The Nitro look to go for a breakaway. Well defended by Reese Fowler. Finds Maya Torelli, but she's not able to hold on to it. Vanderlun lays it off to the right. Nitro look to get it to the middle. Torelli to Anderson. Lucic has Torelli lurking on the left. Lucic will lay it off to Anderson. Anderson to Foster. Out to the right back, Crane. Crane looks to launch a box into the middle. Torelli's on the far post, and she'll finish comfortably to make it 5 goals for the Azuri. They are running away with this with a comfortable lead. In 55 minutes, they've gotten 5 goals on the scoreboard. And this is looking rather bleak at the home ground of the North Toronto Nitros. Everyone left staring and wondering what they could have done to prevent this from happening, but they're facing a very determined Azzurri side who came into this game with a huge chip on their shoulder, having a strong point to prove. They went down 2-1 in their first game of the season, and now they seem to have gotten strongly into their groove. That's 3 goals for Abdelmalek, 1 for Lucic, and now 1 for the captain, Maya Torelli. Wilson lays it out. It's well recovered by Fowler. Fowler tries to play it off to Torelli, but that's hit too strongly. It'll be a goal kick for the Nitros. The way things are going, you might think the Azzurri are the home side in this game, but we're in Downsview Park. It's a chilly evening on this Saturday. But the Azzurri are looking like the team with ice in their veins as they've dealt a 5-0 blow to the Nitros. Azzurri player going down. Seems to be Vanessa Reda. Just getting some help from the team physio. As the Nitro will look to regroup and try to get the strategy going. The Azzurri have a strong back line. A lot of those long balls that they try to play towards their forwards are looking pretty comfortable to deal with on their end. Bea Siniscalco currently doing a lot of work, trying to get into those open pockets to hopefully charge for those first balls, lay it off to an unrushing player. But in just under an hour of play, it's not looking to be working too well. They may have to look to their bench to get some reinforcements and hopefully squeeze 1 goal back in this game, or else this will be a clean sheet runaway for the Azzurri. The Nitro looking to break away. Player on the left cuts back inside. Layla Violets lays it off to the midfield. They go for the long shot. That would have been a highlight if it went in. Sydney Gleam will replace Vanderlyn. Vanderlyn's done a lot of great dirty work in this game. And Sydney Gleam will be her replacement. She'll slide into the right back row as Reese Fowler looks to play along. Emilia Lucic will chase. Wilson is first to it as Gleam has her first taste of the action. Quickly pressed by Torelli. She'll have to get right back up to speed. The Azzurri currently setting the tempo in this game. DeBoer dealing with the double pressure. She's done fantastically well in holding up play. Foster beats Bea to the ball. Finds Crane on the right. Crane looks for an opening. Abdelmalek not able to get past the Nitro's defender. Goes out for a throw-in. Crane almost finds Reda at the feet of Lucic. Back to Crane. Crane to Foster. Crane will put one into the box as the Nitros will get rid of the danger. Once again, Foster is first to the ball. Eisen tries to find Layla Violet, but it's well intercepted. As Crane will look to push it up again. Lucic lays it off to Abdelmalek. Abdelmalek cuts inside. It smells like danger as they go for the shot. Appeals for a handball in the box, and the ref waves it off. No call. As Azuri will look to try again once more. Fowler off the left. Lays it to the back post. Abdelmalak was lurking, ready to strike fear into the hearts of the Nitros once again. But it's put out for a throw. Azuri are doing quite well in spreading the ball around and finding openings on either side of the wing. When things get congested on one side, they're doing pretty well to find the open player on the far side. And they're currently looking to find those crosses into the back post, hoping for a loose header, a loose touch, so they can pounce upon that, and that's been their strategy this game. And it's worked a little too well from the perspective of the Nitros, as they'll be holding their heads in their hands, wondering how they can take care of the ball better as they head into match week 3. Anderson does well to hold it and tries to find Lucic, but it's intercepted by Glean. That's a foul against Sydney Glean. Still working her way up into the intensity of the game. Kimmins will look to play one to Foster. Azuri not looking to rush anything. Trying to find the right pass, the right moments, and find the pockets. Acres of space for the shot by Emily Foster, but it goes over the bar. Goal kick for the Nitros. One has to wonder if the Nitros took a page out of the Azuri book, if they'll be able to prevent a lot of the attacks that the Azuri put upon them. Azuri clearly looking like the hungry of the two sides, trying to win every second ball, closing out every passing channel. We oftentimes see two players swarming against one, as once again they've won the ball back. Abdelmalak fends off the pressure. She's one to watch constantly as we go into the rest of the OPL season. Fowler on the left. Finds Foster in the middle, who plays it off to Lucic. She's not able to hold on to it, but she wins it back quite well. Foster off to the left for Fowler. Plays a long pass to Torelli. Torelli, the captain, trying to chase it. Able to keep it into play, but it's well defended by the Nitros. Nitros looking to play it long. 2v3, finally finding some space so they could breathe. As Greco tries to launch something forward, but it'll be played off of her feet for a throw-in. And the Azuri take care of business quite comfortably. Played up long. Lucic would have to do a lot of chasing, but Simpson is first to it. Looks to find Wilson. Wilson has options. Glean on the left. Quickly pressed by Abdelmalak. He finds Wolliver on the left. Back out to the middle, and Lucic is wide open. Goes for the shot right away, and just wide of the goal. She may have had to take an extra touch or two, maybe laid it off to one of her players. But not a bad idea to go for the shot. They're 5-0 up. Not much to lose in this moment. Wilson will play it off to the left. It's met by Crane. Lucic, hounded by Simpson on the left. She does well to hold on to possession. Surrounded by Nitros players. And she earns a corner. And we'll see the towering duo of Kimmins and Foster making their way into the box. Hoping this time around they could get onto the end of the header and make it 6 for the Azuri. Just about 65 minutes into the second half. That's Vaughan Azuri 5, North Toronto Nitro 0. We had a hat trick from Joanna Abdelmalak, 1 goal from Lucic, and one from the captain, Maya Torelli. It's played high into the back post, headed forward by Kimmins, well dealt with by Wilson. And Kimmins is finding herself having to do some attacking duties, but Torelli finds herself offside. And the ball will go back to the Nitros.
Substitutions for the Azuri. Coming off the pitch, number 4, Hannah Anderson, and number 19, Vanessa Reda. To be replaced by
Hannah Anderson and Vanessa Reda will make their way off.
and number 10, Erica Di Matteo.
And a double change for the Azuri, as we'll have Sofia Mastracci and Erica Di Matteo making their way up front. We're leaving a lot of that work from Vanessa Reda, currently managing her minutes. And we also have Anna Anderson making their way up. They have both put in a good shift in this game. Abdumalak looks to switch it off to Torelli. Overhit a little bit, but Torelli will still chase it. Fowler finds herself in acres of space. 1v1 against the defender. To Torelli. Torelli cuts it off to the middle. Mastracci couldn't get her bearings. And it's played out from the back by the Nitros. Almost intercepted by Foster as it's 1v1. Bea Siniscalco currently all by herself, having to do a lot of the work on the attacking end. Torelli will cut back and find Fowler off the left. Fowler plays it first time, switching place to the right-hand side, looking to get Abdumalak involved. Foster will push it up. Victoria Foster finds the midfielder. Wall intercepted by the Nitros, and they can break away. But Bea Sinicalco isn't quick enough to get there. And Dear Wilson will take care of it. Foster will find Di Matteo. Crane to Foster. Foster has options on the right. Abdumalek looking to launch one into the box. She'll earn the corner. A lot of the recent attacks going off the right wing for Abdumalek to make something happen. She's been the focal point of the attack, earning herself 3 goals and always looking like an ever-present threat anytime she finds the ball at her feet. Launch to the far post. Headed into the box. Well defended by the Nitros. Second chance opportunity. A back heel by Mastracci. Both substitutes, Matteo and Mastracci, looking to combine for a little back heel magic off the left wing. It will go out of play for a throw-in. Reese Fowler will look to restart play.
Substitution for the Azuri. Coming off the pitch, number 14, Reese Fowler. Number 25, Marissa Crane.
Reese Fowler and Marissa Crane will make their way off.
Coming out of the pitch, number 16, Samantha Gravina. And number 23, Samantha Lanigan.
Gravina and Lenahan will make their way into the game for the Azuri. That's out of bounds. It's Nitro's ball. Deborah looking for options. Finds Greco. Eisen will find herself in some space, overlapped by Violet. Well defended by Azuri. Azuri currently enjoying a lot of the possession in this game, and is one of the few moments where the Nitros find themselves in the half of the Azuri. Played first time into the box by DeBoer. Chased bravely by Phillips, who punches it out. Gets rid of the danger. Won by Abdumalek. They will chase. She has options on the right. A tackle goes in by the Nitros defender, but no penalty is called. It's a great tackle that will result in a corner for the Azuri. Joanna Abdumalek will make her way off after a fantastic showing in week 2, scoring herself a hat trick and earning 4 goals this season in just 2 games. Easily will be the man of the match, and she'll be replaced by number 24, Miranda Priest. Feliciano looking to give her some rest ahead of week 3. The job seemingly done today. Not much else to prove. It'll go out for a throw. Missouri ball. I know it may not seem like it, being 5 goals down, but a lot of credit has to be given still to the Nitros defense, especially the likes of Abby Simpson, doing a lot of the dirty work back there. She's been staying cool under pressure, still looking to find the right passes, but unfortunately a lot of those connections haven't been flowing this game, so to speak. A lot of credit has to go to the wonderful pressing strategy by the Azuri. The Nitros look to break away off the right. Very quickly closed down as they'll look to chase, but Victoria Foster, pardon me, Samantha Lenahan has no problem dealing with the ball. It's played back safely by Di Matteo to Phillips, who has a lot of time to think and pick out a good pass. Phillips will find the right back. Foster out in the middle. Right back to Kimmins. The duo of Kimmins and Foster have been very pivotal to this Azuri defense. They've been rock solid. They've dealt with a lot of the pressure that has come through the long balls and have showcased their strength and size, and also posed a great amount of a threat when going up for corners. Lucic doing a lot of dirty work to beat 2 players. Lucic pushing up the middle. She has options on the right. Plays it long to Amanda Priest, as it's taken care of by the Nitros. It'll go out for a pass to Foster in the middle. And now it's a throw-in, and we'll have the substitution for the Nitros. The Nitros will have Hannah Lee replacing Jenny Walliver. Jenny's had to deal with a lot of the pressure from the likes of Abdumalek throughout the course of 74 minutes plus in this game. And now she'll have a chance to gain some rest and hopefully reflect ahead of week 3. Foster, acres of space to push it up into. Not being pressed by the Nitros. Finally receives some pressure from Greco. She sprays it off to the right, and it's just a little bit over hits. It'll go out for a throw. We have just about 50 minutes left of regulation time. As the Azuri will look to see this one out comfortably. At this point, it's not much about trying to get the victory. the score lines and the lead is pretty much set. It's more about seeing if they can keep their clean sheet and still keep their consistency and momentum going. Nastrati is surrounded by a lot of defenders and loses possession, but is quickly won back by the Azzurri. Off to the right, the Azzurri launch a ball into the box. It's met by Emily Foster. Play back to Kimmins, who's pressed by Bea. Well defended, but there's no one to get on the end of it for the Nitros. And the Azzurri will restart the attack. Foster out to the middle. And Foster plays it off to Kimmins. Back at the feet of Victoria Foster. She'll look to make a charge. Dink one over the top. Looking for Amanda Priest, but it's just a little bit over hits. And Dior Wilson will calmly take care of the ball. Looking to find Bea Siniscalco, but it's well read by Emily Foster. Lenehan tries to lay it off to Torelli. Foster. Lenehan tried to force her way through, but it's well defended by Adams, and now it's a breakaway for the Nitros. Greco in lots of space, 1v1 against the defender, opts to go for the right, but it's well defended by Foster. Still 1v1 for Greco against Foster. She finds the captain, DeBoer in the middle. Intelligent pass off. And Victoria Foster is finding herself everywhere in the defense to take care of the pressure. And a scuff shot will find its hands in the hands of Charlotte Phillips. Lucic drops deep. Finds Lenehan on the left wing. A quick 1-2 off Torelli. Results in a breakaway for Lenehan. She's going to work her way to the middle. Finds Emily Foster. They go for a shot and it's just over the bar. Sophia Mastracci was going for the ambitious shot. This could be picked off by Torelli, but it's dealt with by the Nitro. Back at the feet of Lucic. Lucic looking for options. Emily Foster taking the calm approach. Looking to pick the right pass. She finds Kimmins. Kimmins off to the right. Azzurri stretching the wing. Dealing with the pressure from the Nitros, and they're fouled. The linesman waving his flag. And we'll have a substitution for the Azzurri. After a great shift today, Emilia Lucic getting one goal today will finally make way.
Number 20, Amelia Lucic. To be replaced by number 15, Amelia Wojcik.
Amelia Wojcik will replace Lucic. And right away, we'll have the duty of finding an open man on the far posts. Kimmins and Foster lurking on the back. Always posing a threat as they decide to go short. Is scuffed by the Nitros. And cleared out by the Nitros. Met by Gravina. Gravina will spray it off to Kimmins, who finds herself out of position as the Nitros will look to break away, with the Azzurri still trying to get back into their shape, and it's very well recovered by Wojcik. Making a contribution right off the bench, Wojcik. Finds Emily Foster. Wojcik again. Torelli's calling for it. Wojcik opts to go for the right, but it's intercepted. And Greco lays it off to her teammates. Well read and defended Lenahan looks to find Priest on the right. "80 minutes played in this matchup between Vaughan Azzurri and the North Toronto Nitros. And the Azzurri still up by 5 against the Nitros 0. The Nitros are looking to get at least 1 goal on the scoreboard. They are at home. They're looking to give something for the fans to cheer for. It goes out for a corner. Azzurri having the lion's share of the corners in this game. Still haven't scored a goal directly off of a set piece, but they're always posing a threat anytime they have the opportunity. Corner will be taken by Di Matteo. They have options on the far post with Kimmins and Foster. The Twin Towers, so to speak, on the back posts. It's played over to the back. It's scuffed to the middle. Lenahan finds an open player. Ooh, it's hit off the crossbar, but it wouldn't have counted. It's an offside call. And the Nitros in the closing minutes survive a scare from the Azzurri. Dero Wilson will restart shortly. DeBoer heads it off, well read by Foster. Toretti looks for an overlapping Lenahan. Lenahan will opt to cut inside and finds Wojcic. Wojcic has been doing well with the ball at her feet. Emily Foster will spread it out to the right wing. Azzurri go for the cross for the first time. Foster. Back at the feet of Mastracci, weaving and bobbing her way through. Torelli will lay it off to Lenahan. Lenahan chased and hounded by Eisen. And the strength of Eisen will result in a goal kick for the Nitros. The Azzurri have somewhat settled into more of a patient approach to their build-up, looking to find the right pockets of space and passes, taking more of a tactical approach, as the Nitros having to settle for the long balls, but every single time it's been dealt with pretty comfortably by the Azzurri. Kimmins to Foster, acres of space. Foster plays it long, looking to find Mastracci. Taken care of by the Nitros. The captain, DeBoer, lays it off to the left wing. Layla Violet looks to beat the player. Well defended by the Azzurri. It goes out of play, and that's Azzurri ball. Nitros will restart. Eisen. Intercepted by Lenahan. Lenahan looking to clear it out. The ball finds its way at the feet of Simpson. Simpson fouls the Azzurri player. Mastracci trying to close her down, not giving her much time to think about the next pass, and does well to earn the foul. As it stands, the Azzurri currently sit in 6th position on the table, whereas North Toronto are left wondering in 9th, sitting with 0 points. Still just week 2 of a long season. A lot of things to reflect and think about as we're heading into our 5 final minutes of regulation. Azuri off the right, looking to play across into the box. The onlooking Priest goes with the header, but it goes over the bar. Couldn't direct it on goal. Wilson will get us underway. She goes short to Glean. Glean off to the left. Still in these closing minutes. The Azuri not giving them much opportunities to get a connection of passes going. As the Azuri win the ball back, Victoria Foster has lots of time to think about the next pass. Kimmins. Back to Foster. Foster breaks the lines. Charges with a lot of pace. Still has a high motor lead into the game after putting in a lot of defensive work throughout the course of this match. Greco is intercepted, but the Nitros win the ball back. And they find Violet. Violet tries to play it through, and the ball ricochets. It's a tumble of players, and it's called to be a foul by the ref. Azuri ball. Despite the intensity of the matchup, no cards have been shown. The ref has kept his cards in his pocket. It's been a clean game so far. It sits at 5-0 for the Azuri against the Nitros. Priest off the right. Looks to get a cross in. It'll be a corner for the Azuri. They're having the bulk share of the corners in this game. It's launched to the back post. A scuffle in the box, and that's a foul against the Azuri. North Toronto survived the late scare as Vaughan almost made it 6. This victory potentially will breathe a huge amount of confidence into the Vaughan Azuri side as they go up against Waterloo United next. Whereas North Toronto will have to do a lot of thinking. They have FC London next in their matchup in the Ontario Premier League. Toretti lays it off. Well read by Adams. And it goes over the bar for a goal kick. DeBoer intercepted as Machachi is doing a lot of work to try to earn herself a goal. Well defended by the Nitros, but not so confidently as the Azuri are still piling on a lot of pressure. It's well read and intercepted by Lenihan. Lenihan goes for the cross. Can anyone get on the end of it? Scuffed by the defense. And it's a foul against the Azuri. Less than a minute left to play in regulation. And North Toronto just have to see this game out. They've been dealt a lot of damage over the course of 90 minutes. There's no need for it to get any worse. They just have to keep their heads and get rid of the pressure whenever it comes. Azuri will play it back, but Bea Siniscalco was lurking, and she does well to read it. Forward by Glean. Into the midfield. A great turn from North Toronto. As Jada Breo will lay it off to the captain, DeBoer. She does well to hold on to it. Eisen off the right. Quickly tracked by Lenihan. Greco. We'll have 3 minutes of added time as North Toronto foul. They had an opening, but we saw the arm off of Layla Violet causing the foul as they look to get a shot in this final moments. But unfortunately, will not result in anything. We'll have a couple of changes to finish off the game for North Toronto in our final 3 minutes of added time. Stella Kubit and Giovanna Chalabinyats will make their way into the game to finish off this 5-goal affair. As the Azzurri, under no rush, no pressure, will look to see this game out. Foster plays it back to the keeper, Phillips. They're undergoing their own passing drills over at the back, but now they're facing the pressure from North Toronto. Kimmins will play along to the middle. Priest meets it and does well to hold on to possession. Wojcic spreads it out to Lenahan. Lenahan has Torelli in the overlap. Lenahan crossing the field looking for options. Finds a player on the far side. A long cross goes in, intercepted by North Toronto. Met by Foster. Back at the feet of the Azzurri. Azzurri looking to close out this game. Maybe might try to squeeze one goal out of this. Or we have just about a minute left in additional time. North Toronto will just have to hold on to their structure a little bit longer to prevent any further damage. Greco looking for the running. Greco plays it over to the top. Charlotte Phillips will see this one out of bounds, and that'll be a goal kick. The threat nullified by Charlotte Phillips, who under this cold Saturday evening has hardly had to break a sweat in this game. Most of the possession being in the North Toronto half, courtesy of the Azzurri midfield. And we had the occasional moments where North Toronto tried to go long, and the duo of Kimmins and Foster did well to read every long pass and take care of business. As Charlotte Phillips will play this one long. The referee looks over at his watch. The seconds ticking down. As the Nitros look to launch one last attack. It's cleared out of the half for the Azzurri. And the referee blows his final whistle. The final score is 5-0 for the Vaughan Azzurri against the North Toronto Nitros. The hat-trick from Joanna Abdumalak, alongside goals from Emilia Lucic and the captain Maya Torelli, saw out this game in a pretty comfortable fashion. The Azzurri looked to be the more comfortable of the two sides. They came out with a lot of intensity, pressed very highly against the Nitros, and forced a lot of mistakes which the North Toronto team weren't able to deal with, and they had to pay for a lot of those mistakes and loose balls. And the Azzurri, in ironic fashion, have dealt their payback blow to the Nitros following their double 5-0 defeats last season, and now they've started off a streak of their own. The final score, Vaughan Azzurri 5, North Toronto Nitros. This is the Ontario Premier League, and David Akinyemi saying good night.